It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for that was the fastest shit I ever took.
I'm going. I better start the countdown because he's not here or whatever. So
Yeah, so like I was finishing up dinner, and like
Yeah.
my computer apparently decided, hey, this is a good time to restart.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Jinx.
I come in. Thankfully, it's my laptop and not like the junk computer, because
Right.
otherwise I had to use my phone, and I really don't want to go back in time technology wise.
Yeah, no, not so much.
So it's the Greg Cherry Show. The Patriots are not the world champions, thank God.
Thank God for that. Yeah, you know, it's, with all love for Kofi Kingston, but you know, what you know, fuck it. Oh well.
Yeah, pretty much. So I have a little bit of a vendetta against the Super Bowl.
Ruh-roh.
That holding call
Yeah.
against the Seahawks that negated the touchdown cost me $50.
Oh fuck.
I was like, damn it. Because if Seattle was scored the touchdown, got the extra point, I would have won my office pool. And I was like, come on. Or if the Patriots would have scored at the end of the game, I could have won there still. But it's like,
Once
of all
again,
the
the
referees, they called like 6 penalties the whole game.
Yeah.
Like they just don't call penalties in the Super Bowl very much, I've noticed.
No. Unless we're in LA. Right, Rams? Jesus.
Yeah, they call one right at the end of the game against the Bengals. I remember that.
Yeah.
But then again, that was a that pass interference was kind of a makeup call for the no call earlier in the game. So it's one of those.
That's valid shit. That's fair. That's fair. But you know, it's like we're in LA, but you know, my dad's a Cincinnati person. I know another Cincinnati, and that was like, what the fucking over that too. So you know, he's right the channel. So that's what it is. So the reason I'm not trying to be an asshole, not pay attention. I was talking to G, but I was going to give this to you before we came on the air, but I didn't have a chance. Yeah. I want to do something with you once a week on this show, since the show is only once a week after all. This day in wrestling history, see if you can figure out what I'm referring to, but I'm working on that right now. That's why I'm not looking up. So once I get it done, I'll throw it up there and just spring it on you because I can.
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna test my trivia knowledge on this show, and I don't have to put that up on the line, I'm more than happy.
He's like, I'm game for that. He's like, I don't care.
Like, granted, I've already passed San Martino, so like there's nothing left for me to accomplish there.
That's right. So, and again, for all people that are gonna bitch about it like I did about Roman Reigns, well, come on and beat him. I mean, nobody did it. How many years? So it's.
I know I talked a couple of months ago now about doing a tournament. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even thought of it. Like
no, the same. It's just it's been so crazy with everything going on in the world, in the wrestling world, in our own lives. It's like let's just try to hyper focus on one thing like that. Like come on. So.
Yeah.
Like this particular week, I took the week off of pre-recorded stuff as far as uploading it because I'd like to get some sleep on Thursday nights.
Well,
and
as one should.
Yeah, and I also didn't have a guest lined up for this past Tuesday or yesterday for Greg Talks to People. I'm trying to work on that. That is a show that I want to take off. That is a show I want to become something bigger. So I do have a couple guests lined up. There's one of them. And it's going to be a good time. I should have in the next week 2 or 3 interviews that I'm doing. Because, again, like this show and Greg Talks to People are 2 completely different things. Because this is more of a free form, we just go with the flow. There's a little bit more of a format to that show. So
I'm looking forward to that. It's people that I either have or previously worked with at one point or another have accused me of being really full of my own shit. The truth of the matter is I'm not a very what's what I'm looking for, like a regular interviewee. Like I don't do that a lot just because I don't think I'm that interesting to talk about. So I mean, it's, and And also, my life's pretty much an open book. Like, as far as the stuff I can say out here, I'll say it. And if I can't say it, I'll give you a damn good reason why. So it's just one of those, Greg wants to talk to people. I guess I'm people. So we'll fucking run with it. Why not?
I'm going to, it says that we're live on X. So I'm taking this off because I don't see it on there. I was wondering. So I'm going to take them off there, and then I'm going to put them back on because what the hell, StreamYard?
Yeah. Like, for some reason, it generally broadcasts to both of ours, but it wasn't. I didn't see it on there. I'm like, all right, it must be having a day. So whatever.
I guess
I wasn't going to mess with it. It is what it is today. It's been one of those, I just go with the flow type weeks, because if I don't, I'm going to drive myself more crazy. And, Lord knows I need more crazy in my life.
No, it still didn't post. So the hell with you.
Well, then the hell with Twix today.
Yeah. Elon Musk, you can kiss my ass. Get arrested.
That's right. And I can find that website I did for the New Year's plugs last year and just make you say what the hell I want to say. And I might do that next week if you keep persisting with your Twitter bullshit. Anyway, yeah. I'll be that guy. I don't care. I'm going to post a YouTube link on Twitter because.
Right.
There you go. That's right.
So, Jeff, it is confirmed. I am going to Fan Jam March 1st.
Nice.
And
hang on. Hang on. Before you do that, if I'm going to say that, I'm just going to throw up a
nice.
There, thank you.
I finally found the Kate.
I saw that. That's aha.
I gotta go to Walmart and get that picture printed out, that like an 8x10 of the infamous picture, and have him sign it. Like, I was like, if he's there, I have to. It's destiny. It's like fate.
That's right. Yeah. The fact that you're available and he's gonna be nearby, it's like, Jesus. Like, and if nothing else, Aaron will pop for the fuck of it. So why not?
Yeah, he will.
It's good.
And
shit.
Apparently Karen's not gonna be there. So
that'd be even better.
And then Kurt's not gonna be there anymore because I guess he had what's that that freestyle wrestling that he's doing on Fox.
Hogan's thing. Yeah.
Hogan's thing.
Real
so
American
he's gonna be
freestyle.
there.
Yeah.
So the replacement, they're bringing in the Hardys, but I've already met the Hardys.
You never met the Hardys, really?
Yeah, I've met the Hardys. Celeb Fest 2 or 3. Me and my friend, we how long did we wait in line? About an hour and a half.
Yeah,
a good hour or so for the Hardys.
Awesome, man. That's great. Yeah, they have been really like they've been doing these meet and greets at TNA lately, and they've been staying for hours. Like they've been out there with the people longer than the show has run. Yeah. Like they're out there for like post show goes as long as the pay-per-view. It's like Matt, Jeff, like you can go now. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, and nope. Every last fan. So their line will be out the ass, like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Have fun with that. But
get
to meet the Hardys, so why not?
Yeah.
So
I've met the Hardys a couple times before. I met Matt more than once before because Matt worked an indie show. This was 21 years ago. He worked an indie show in his little like blip of time between WWE runs, like that little time in 2005, like when he came back and was attacking Edge because of the whole Lita thing.
Sure.
I got to see Matt Hardy versus TNA AJ Styles live.
Jesus.
Oh, that was so fun of a match.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet the Hardys, both of them, 5 days after they came back at WrestleMania 33.
I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. I've met, let's see. There's a great meeting Jeff Hardy story that I can't tell the full thing only because it'll get me in trouble with people I don't want to get in trouble with. Like, actually, they're still friends. But I will say that when SmackDown was in Ontario and I had my 15 minutes of fame on Total Divas, part of that, everybody was out at the damn curb, was Jeff Hardy. And I only really got to meet Jeff because a person who I previously called a friend, not a friend anymore, but was also at that show and had a trunk full of pretty much every piece of Jeff Hardy merchandise you could find.
Wow.
And he's like almost, it was almost like he's gonna back the car up and just like start doing, and he's having me help hold this shit. And Jeff and I exchange a look like, fuck, dude, but whatever. Jeff was super cool about it. It's the thing about Jeffs. We tend to be good-hearted people. These people when we want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got to meet both Matt and Jeff in person, like along with the entire TNA Championship contingent at Rebellion last year, which is fucking awesome. Thanks to Datilla and President Carlos Silva. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I love the Hardys, and I've been hard on Jeff over the years, but I'm so glad he's got his body right and his mind straight. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So very cool. You get to meet them, and them over Karen Jarrett, like.
Yeah. Well, I've already met the Hardys, so I don't. There's no need.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, it'd be cool for me to see them again, but I'm not gonna wait an hour in line for the.
Well, no.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
very
to
different.
meet people that I've never met before. So
yeah, and me starting to go to these conventions in the last 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Like, I had never met Cardona before. I had never met Devon Dudley. I had never met Lita and Trish. I had never met Mick Foley before. So like getting a group of those, and Denise is in there too, but like that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I got to meet a lot of people that I hadn't met before, and that was kind of the goal. It's like I want to get pictures with them so I have the memory of, hey, I actually got to see this person. Because for the last several years before that, other than Angle, like I straight up I never went to wrestling conventions. I never really went to wrestling shows.
Right.
So now that I'm free as a bird, like I can do that.
I will tell you, see, when I was not free as a bird, my partner still likes to go, but I think it was more because they just wanted to be included in something that was, very much me, like going to the hockey games, like doing all the things we did. But, they had fun in spite of themselves, especially going to PWG. So, and God, getting to meet, getting to see, AJ Styles in an era, when he was still Mr. TNA, he was PWG champion at the same time. So, I've told you repeatedly about him and Daniels going an hour, in that sweaty ass freaking Jewish community center where nobody had any business being in the middle of freaking May. Like, God damn, it was so hot. Oh my God. And it was at Jason Takes PWG because it was on Friday, May 13th. So that was great. So it's just meeting these guys is just always an incredible thing. I'm so glad you're going because I know, like I said, you weren't going for a long time, and I know why you couldn't. So it's awesome that you get to do these things now.
And part of me wishes I still would have gone over and talked to the Bellas.
Looking back, and
looking back now, especially,
you're like,
as it breezes back, it's like, son of a bitch.
You're like, damn it, I could have gotten like a 1.5 year head start.
Right. Well, they both need to make up their damn mind. Like, are they or aren't they? Like, for Christ's sakes.
I'm telling you, like, either like it's been a couple months at this point. Either you're with Cooper DeJean or you're not, Nikki. Like, you can't like dangle the carrot. Like, define the relationship or just say, okay, well, nothing's happening here.
Inquiring minds and nosy friends want to know, Nikki. Like, come on. So,
ain't no ring on this finger.
Shit. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble early today. Got it. Okay.
It's fine.
I know it is. Is it though?
So I want to talk about the fact that I watched Raw on Monday. I watched NXT yesterday.
Okay, I didn't see NXT. I didn't see Raw.
Yeah, I haven't watched NXT in like freaking forever.
Well, I watch NXT because like I like to have some idea what's going on when I watch the NXT post show.
Right.
So when I watch Sour Graps, I at least want to be in.
And that makes sense. That's 100%.
Knowledge is power sometimes,
Yeah. So it's I don't know what's going on as far as the creative room, or if they're just trying to draw up more stuff for a possible season 3 of Unreal. But
Right.
honestly,
Well,
creative.
there is a season 3 coming this summer.
Well, we knew there would
Well,
be. But
that might explain why they're doing what the hell they're doing. Because otherwise, I don't get it. Like that, there is nothing that makes me feel like this is WrestleMania coming
and
up.
you know, we were saying that going into the Rumble too. Like, it doesn't feel like we're on that grand path. Like everything's building towards. Like we're treading water here.
It feels like everybody's checked out.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to feel that way.
No.
I don't want the people working there to feel that way, but something is off.
Yeah. Majorly off.
Well,
like,
go ahead, Greg. I'll let you finish.
It feels like it's the worst parts of the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Because, like, in the Attitude Era, you had blood feuds. Like, you had these people who just wanted to rip each other apart. But you also had, like, short-term stories that didn't really, like, do a whole lot. And I feel like that's what's going on right now. There's not a whole lot of long-term storytelling right now. And I don't think there has been truly since WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, as soon as Cody finished the story, you know, there hasn't been much of anything.
Yeah.
It's funny because I saw a post within the last couple of days saying that how awesome is it that Punk, you know, is really showing he's the best in the world. He's facing a juggernaut in Roman Reigns, although I don't really know if Roman's a juggernaut either. But he's also having this little side hustle with Balor and elevating Balor. And it's like, yeah, it's great to see Punk, you know, have a regular story on TV, since we know Roman is not going to be a full-time participant actively on screen every week.
No, he's got like 5 or 6 dates till WrestleMania.
I saw that. And it's one of those like, okay, that's fine. But like, where are we going here? Like, what are we doing that is...
I have a thought.
Okay. Yeah, please.
So I think... So as far as like creative wise, I think with Seth Rollins legit getting hurt this time, stalled whatever plans they had.
Yeah,
for sure. And now, you know, Breaker's out with an injury, with a hernia injury. So you know, what did they say? Like up to the least worst scenario would be up to 6 weeks, but he could be out like what, 12 months or something like that. It said.
Well,
but anyways,
I don't think it's that bad.
But yeah, I think with, like I said, with Rollins getting hurt, that probably stumped them. But yeah, you're right, Greg. Like I haven't felt like there's like this major storyline going on in WWE right now. You know, except like, I mean, you had the whole Drew and Cody thing, and now you throw Jacob Fatu in there. You know, and then with Roman and Punk, I feel like, I hate saying this, but I feel like they're setting up a triple threat at WrestleMania.
I don't think they're setting up. I don't, and here's why. I think WWE is doing something that they can't do, and they're playing it safe.
Okay.
They are playing it safe with their creative to be like, hey, these are our draws. These have always been our draws. Let's keep making them our draws. And instead of pushing somebody and doing something different, they are staying in their comfort zone. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, how are these other talents supposed to be the future of the company if you keep the same people in the same place for as long as you possibly can till the wheels fall off? And then when they're gone, what do you have left? A bunch of people who haven't reached that upper echelon, and you just have to backfill. You can't do that. Like in the Attitude Era, you had random people getting title shots all the time. You had, let's see, in like 99, you had The Rock as champion, you had Mankind as champion, Triple H as champion, Austin as champion, Taker as champion. You know, Kane had won the year before. Big Show won the title in 99. You had a collective effort of people being champion. And now you have 2 world championships, and somehow you have less people in those spots with double the titles. How do you not have a main event scene out of 3 guys? And one thing that pisses me off about Unreal is, and I don't know how much of this is actually true, the whole thing about Chelsea Green and Michael Hayes saying that Chelsea Green can only hit this. Guys, you are creative. You don't have to set these boundaries. You can push people wherever the hell you want to push them.
Yes.
Like, you are not confined to a box to be like, this is all the higher we're going to let them get. That doesn't exist.
No.
If that is a Vince McMahon trope, burn it in the pits of hell, because that doesn't exist.
No.
You are supposed to be creative. That is your job.
Yes.
Be creative. For the love of everything sane, do something outside of the box. Think in not just the scenarios that you have present, not just the scenarios that you recycle every 6 months. Do something to just make a long-term build. Like, if it's a slow build to getting somebody where you need to be, that's fine. But just take a chance on somebody. You can't keep relying on the same people every year to main event WrestleMania, because eventually Roman's going to be done.
Yeah, he already got 1 foot out the door.
Brock is probably going to be done after this year.
Yeah.
You can't have him. AJ Styles is gone. Granted, he hasn't main event at WrestleMania, but
still,
Cena's gone.
Yeah.
So when all of your top stars that you've relied on to carry these shows are no longer carrying these shows, what do you have left?
Yeah.
You have to build like 8 to 10 people to be a core, as opposed to like 3 or 4 that can possibly be champion. Build like 8 to 10 per show as, either like borderline main event or actual main event guys. You have to make people feel more important than they are, and you're not doing that.
No. And think about how far creative fell off the rails after Hogan initially left in 1992. Like, the creative, when Flair and Savage were feuding, the story was okay. I won't say it was great looking back, but it was okay. But the Intercontinental Championship scene carried that company for that 2 or 3 years. Like, my God, Shawn and Brett Davey, Brett beating Roddy, Brett and Davey, Shawn beating Davey, Shawn carrying it and only dropping it because he had that bogus suspension or whatever. Razor getting it, and then they went into the ladder match at the Garden. That 2 years when Hogan was dancing with leaving and then actually left. Brett was a refreshing change of pace as the WWF champion, but the creative up until 96 suffered. And it wasn't just Brett. It wasn't just Diesel. It wasn't just, Shawn as champion or Sid or whatever. It was just the creative was dog shit. Whereas the creative on the other side, once Hogan went over to WCW, yes, it was repetitive. It was Hogan must pose, brother. But people were tuning in more and more. And then Nitro, and then the NWO, and then all the other shit. Create, the 2 things, we always talk about it on one of the podcasts, cash and creative. They're getting paid ridiculous amounts of money right now to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
If the creative's not there, it ain't worth a shit. Injuries or not.
I now that I have a little bit more freedom of where I can go, next time a writer's job pops up, I'll be like, yeah, I'll move. I don't care.
Right?
I will join the company. I want to be in that writer's room because I want to understand what the hell these guys are doing.
No, you're absolutely
right. Say
right.
that, hey, you can't rise above a certain level. Who says?
Yeah.
Who says you can't rise above a certain level? Because you don't see them there? Well, what if the audience sees them there? What if the audience wants more of that person?
Yeah.
Nobody will ever do
yourself in.
Yeah. Nobody will ever doubt the creativity of Michael P.S. Hayes as a wrestler and behind the scenes. But there's only so many times you can do before it's done. Like, give me something different. And Chelsea's so fun to watch. She's one example though. There are some seriously talented people under that WWE umbrella, and like you said, Greg, no more than half a dozen at most are getting that top tier run.
If I was in charge of the booking, I'd have Obafemi win the Chamber and win the title at WrestleMania
immediately.
Yeah. Because if you don't pull the trigger now, you might not at all. This feels like Obafemi is a can't miss. You cannot. If he is not champion at some point in this year, you failed him.
Yep. I forget what show I was on. I was talking about the fact that I believe, and longtime friend, big fan, I believe that LA Knight could be the world heavyweight champion and not the WWE champion. I thought the WWE championship was just that next. You know what? After Monday night, I disagree. LA Knight is right there, and you know what? He's either my age or younger than me. He's a little bit younger than me, dude. He is red hot. He's damn near white hot.
Yeah.
Put him in there with Drew just to see what the crowd says. You don't know until you try. And exactly. I understand that WrestleMania, it's not something you just don't know till you try. You want to make sure you have a marquee thing. But you know what? If injuries are going to be a thing and creative's going to be this, whatever, fucking throw a random, throw down the reverse card in Uno and watch the chaos ensue. Fuck it.
Right. You don't need Cody in a main event spot. If anything, put Cody and Jacob in a street fight to open night one.
Yep.
Have a hot ass opener, because I watched that Saturday night's main event and people were into that crowd fight the whole way through.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. They were into getting to see them fight until it didn't actually happen. But it wasn't until they realized it wasn't going to happen that they farted on it. When they were fighting, they were into it.
Yeah.
They need to just run with that. And, if they're so determined to have as many Anawahis on the show as possible, okay, leave the Usos as champion, have Fatu and Cody go, have Solo in a mid-card championship match, and have Roman and Punk. Whatever. Okay, cool.
I mean, you have the MFTs as the tag team champions over on SmackDown, so they can defend the titles.
I totally forgot they were so both sides of the bloodline are champions. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you could have Raw versus SmackDown tag match.
You know what? It's one of those, people are talking about the men's tag division is nowhere near as hot as the women's tag, and I actually tend to agree with that for the first time in a very long time, if ever. Unified men's tag titles might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
I think everything being unified except the mid-card men's champion, the mid-card championships, Intercontinental US, both sides. Way to go. I think if you have one champion, which, again, we've all gone back and forth about that, but I think having one world champion that can bounce back and forth and have the Intercontinental and US titles elevated as a result on both on both genders on both shows. Let me be clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess my damn titles anyway. It's like, let's just consolidate and that way you get more opportunities to elevate more people.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeff, they'd probably do that, and then in like 5 years or so, we need more titles. Let's bring back us.
I mean, yeah, that's fair too. You're not wrong.
I mean, they have enough championships as is right now. Like let's recap.
They do.
The WWE title, the World Heavyweight title, the Intercontinental, the US, the World Tag, the WWE Tag, the Women's World Championship, the WWE Women's Championship, Women's Intercontinental, Women's United States, Women's Tag Team Championship. I feel like I'm missing one on the main roster, but you also have the NXT Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, NXT North American, NXT Women's North American, both speed titles, NXT Tag Team titles.
Yep.
The Heritage Cup I don't think exists anymore.
No,
or at least it
doesn't.
hasn't been on TV in months.
The Evolve championships and the ID championships when they're talked about, it's
There's so much gold that it almost, I feel like it dilutes the product a little bit.
Yes. And what's really funny is, people have been criticizing the amount of AEW championships. I don't think it's the amount on that show. It's just, what do they mean? Like, how are they different? Why is the Continental different from the International? Why is that different from the World? Why is that different? They're all top men's singles titles.
Yeah.
Like, they all seem to have the same prestige.
Yeah. The thing with AEW is, especially the International and the Continental title. Like, I know you can't call it the Intercontinental title.
You can.
But they also have the TNT title. So it's like, which one is your mid-card champion? You have like 3 or 4 mid-card singles titles, and that's and the national championship.
I was going to say,
national championship that Ricochet has.
The national, I think, should be more like the television title because it's shaped just like the damn thing. But then what do you do with the TNT title? Like, what's the thing is, they've got the TNT and TBS on the women's side and the national title that are basically the same thing. And then those other championships are all like, I feel like I'm in WCW in '93. Like, which one's the NWA title? Which one's the International World title? Which one's what the fuck are you doing?
It's exhausting trying to keep track of all of it.
Very much is.
I'm not calling for the glory days of the early '90s when there was the World, the Intercontinental, and the tag, and then you had the women's in there, like
occasionally.
Like, I'm not calling for that. Like, I'm fine if you want to have more than 3 or 4 championships, but you don't need 20. Like, find a happy medium somewhere.
If you're going to have a proper brand extension where there is that concrete wall between Raw and SmackDown, then fine.
Yeah,
cool.
But there's so much crossover.
So much. And every time they say they're going to have a brand extension, it gets scaled back, if not immediately, damn near closed. Like,
I don't even think they did a draft in the last year.
They didn't because I think
they really don't need to, though.
No, they don't. Well, but you know what? With the titles, they kind of do. So it's like, either you're going to, and you're going to have that concrete wall up where people can't just do what they want to do, regardless if you are Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar or whoever you think you are. Or you just drop the wall and consolidate the titles. 2001 and 2002, I think the original idea of it was there was just so many damn people because of the WCW buyout, because of ECW going out of business, that I would think the thought process was there's just too many people to only focus, 4 hours of television around the same stories. Like, okay, well, we can do 2 hours of television each week, but have, separate rosters, which again, with 3 hours per show now, you would think there'd be time to tell the world title story, but not have the world title matches on Netflix or, this week it's Sci-Fi, but usually it's USA. Thank you, Olympics, for messing up my goddamn taping schedule. And then you have your show on Tuesdays, but they're not having the world title story and the Intercontinental title matches and the tag team story or matches and the women's story or matches. We are throwing so much shit at the wall to see what sticks. You might as well work in a fertilizer factory at this point.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where I feel like they just book matches for the sake of booking matches. And don't get me wrong, the in-ring stuff is very important to the product.
Yep.
But in this day and age, you need the story to go with it. Because, and this is a criticism I have of AEW.
Yep.
Because, yes, the in-ring action is great. Is it better than WWE? At times it can be. Mm-hmm. I'm not knocking that at all. And occasionally they have better stories than WWE. Actually, right now they probably do have better stories than WWE because WWE ain't got the damn thing going on right now. But
of any real, other than Roman Punk, of any real substance, no, they don't.
No, they don't. And with AEW, like you look at the Hangman Redemption story where he turned heel, he burned down Swerve's house, he went through all that, like Swerve and him like found common ground somehow after all that. And now they're teaming together, even though Swerve isn't a part of the 6-man tag champs.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like it's a lot.
Yeah. But there's at least a story.
There is a story.
You know. But yeah, I am very curious, and I'm going to give another cheap plug to another show. I am very curious to hear what MJF says on CBV tomorrow.
That should be a good interview.
I think if Max is going to break that wall down with anybody, it'll be Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious.
Because him and Chris go back. Yeah.
Well, right. You know, but he hasn't been on the show since 2019, which is like, that's 7 years.
Was that before he started in AEW or is that right after?
I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure it was, I think AEW had started to gestate, but it hadn't fully launched yet. I don't remember, but you know, I mean, even if it was the end of 2019, 5 years in between, like 5 full years in between, a lot of shit has gone down in MJF's life since he was last on Chris Van Vliet's show. So I am
ordering room service.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, Jeff, you mentioned that you had a trivia thing.
I do
ready for me for this day in wrestling history.
Yes. All right. So let me see if I can do this with a minimal hassle, which is always an adventure around here, but we'll try it. Okay. Oh, I worked. Okay. All right, cool. So on this day, in those 4 years, and yes, when I say the year, you can cue up Kate. That's a championship changed hands. Let's see. 2 of them are world titles. One of them is a secondary title, and one of them is a gender specific title. So I'm gonna I have it laid out where I'm gonna ask them in chronological order. So, Greg, which championship changed hands on this day in, Kate, ready? 1969.
Nice.
Thank you.
Stupid. I want to say that it is. I don't know if this is Moolah, but I want to say it's Moolah.
It is not the Fabulous Moolah.
Okay.
This was actually 1956.
Okay. Well, the thing with Moolah is like her reign is very much fabricated.
Yeah. I tend to believe that the last time she lost it before she regained it again was in 1969, but it was not on this day. So,
yeah. Got it.
G, do you have a guess?
In 19, well, if it wasn't Fabulous Moolah, maybe Mae Young.
No. So both of you are thinking it's the gender. It's not. It's actually one of the world titles. Let's see if I can. Again, a minimal hassle is always a thing around here. All right. So the answer to the first one, February 11th, 1969, Dory Funk Jr. became the NWA heavyweight champion of the world with the win over Gene Kiniski. Went on to reign for the longest reign other than Lou Thez at 4 years. So that's one of the 2 world championships. What about February 11th, 1984?
I don't know why Hulkamania is like sticking out in my head here. But I think Hogan won it in January.
That is correct. Hogan in January. Yeah. So I won't count that as your guess.
Okay. 84. Let's see. Who was women's champion in 84? Would that have been Wendy Richter?
So I will say,
like, it's not the first WrestleMania where she took it from Leilani.
No.
I feel like 84 is when Moolah lost the title.
So you are correct. It was 84, but it was July.
Damn it. See, it's in there somewhere, but
you're dancing around it. Gee, what do you think for February 11th, 1984?
I wasn't even thought of yet. Let's see.
Quiet, young boy. Greg, I don't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't alive in 84 either. So
bunch of chittins.
I'm trying to think. Oh no. I have no idea.
That's all right. February 11th of 84 was the first of 2 intercontinental title wins for Tito Santana.
Oh my
over
God.
the Magnificent Morocco.
That's funny. He's going to be at Fan Jam too.
Yeah, I've not met Tito yet. I'd like to. I've met his daughter, Jenny Santana, but never met Tito. All right. Now we're into stuff that we all grew up watching or have watched in the last, 11 years in the other case. Which championship changed hands on this day? February 11th, 1996, Greg.
Flair beating Savage?
You are correct.
Yeah.
I was trying to get just historical moments because also at the Super Bowl was the I respect you Booker man thing with Pillman. But when the other 3 became titles, like, okay, we'll just go with the championship. And why did Savage lose the title to Ric Flair at Super Brawl? Because of who?
It goes to show I haven't watched the WCW events, but
that's okay. Pretty simple when you think about Matt Savage, who would cost him the title. It could be Hogan, but it's not. It could be a horseman, not a horseman either, but somebody close.
You're just gonna have to tell me because I don't remember.
It was Elizabeth and her high heel. Yes, and you never trust a woman. All right, final one, February 11th, 2015.
Well, this is obviously let's see.
The gender specific championship, yes.
Yeah. So this one is not the Divas Championship because Nikki was still champion. Like Nikki reigned through a lot of 2015 as champion.
That's correct. Went into Mania teaming with Bria against AJ and Paige.
2015. Is this? I don't remember if it was this date. When Sasha Banks won the NXT Women's Championship in the Fatal 4-Way. Boom!
I was going to say, if you don't get Sasha, throw it in early, like we're done. That's it.
I knew it was February because it was like it was earlier in the year because Sasha and Charlotte had a match in December at TakeOver.
Yeah.
And,
those were the good old days, the TakeOver days.
Right.
And then NXT
not bad. Not bad for springing it on you. You got 50-50. That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, also in that match, the first time the 4 horsewomen had their own fatal 4-way amongst each other. So
it's a shame that match never happened at WrestleMania. I'm sure now it could. Right. Like if Mercedes was in WWE, it should happen.
Well, if feelings get unbutthurt enough, we shall see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Naomi came back, so there's always. I mean, never say never.
Well, I don't, and again, I'm not as close with Trent as I am with her husband and his plethora of cousins and brothers and whatnot. But I tend to believe that her feelings toward the company were not near as contentious as Mercedes.
Could be.
So, which is understandable.
I mean, she's married to the family that, if you believe Roman's promo, and I do, the reason that company's still sitting afloat because of that damn family in the last 5 years. So,
yeah,
I mean, Mercedes, Greg argues, and it's hard to argue the greatest of all time, if not certainly the greatest of the last decade, or however long she's been on. So see it the decade plus.
Yeah, decade plus. Yeah,
and which is fucking crazy that the thing with Stephanie introducing the 3 of them on TV was 11 years this July. what?
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
oh shit.
It's like, pardon me while I go get my spine curvy medication again. So yeah, next week I will have 4, hopefully, from February 18th. If not championships, it'll be moments.
Yeah.
So, I just figured just to give us, we did Weird State Laws, and that was always fun, but you can only do those so many times before you go, I already know this one. So
yeah,
we'll
have to bring back.
Wednesdays tend to change every year. So
I feel like once Maddie is back on a more regular basis, we might implement the Weird State Laws again. Because
hell yeah.
I mean, we made the graphic for him crying out loud.
And some of those, even now, when I go back and watch or we do new ones, I go, what? Yeah. Like, how is, and what's really scary is some of them are still active now.
Yeah. I was so happy when we had Maven on the show. I think it was the last time we had him on the show. It might have been the time before. And he confirmed a couple of the Weird State Laws of New Jersey.
Right.
So like, I felt like this segment at that point was vindicated to be like, hey, some of these are still. So
that, which is crazy. Oh, here, yeah. Okay. So yeah. I'll definitely have titles for sure next week. I just was looking up this stuff. Anyway, but no cheating next week. If anybody had the integrity on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge stuff, it's definitely Greg Cherry. So, there you go.
I've probably lost some of it. Like, I probably since I've been out of it so long. Now, granted, like, I did a couple trivia matches for CWT, and like, I still did pretty well. I beat Scott Gotta again. So, and Scott's ridiculously good. So it's not like it's completely escaped. I just don't use the trivia knowledge all the time.
There you go. Lordy.
So we got 10 minutes left.
Yeah, getting back to the whole creative stuff, it's all 4 of those moments, granted the NWA championship in 1969 is much creative. It's just, board of directors going, here you go. But Tito Morocco was so good in its day. Flair Savage was never bad, ever, in either company. Good grief. And just the little nuances, the little tweaks here and there to the story, just so good. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the 4 Horsewomen, just revolutionized everything.
Yeah.
But which really wasn't creative. It was just their bond.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the fact that they just kind of let him go.
Yeah.
I love the fact, I don't know how true it is when Sasha and Bayley were doing the thing about Takeover Brooklyn, that they said they kind of just did their own thing, and it was magic.
It is.
Like, I love that match to death. It's still, in my opinion, the best women's match of all time.
If best one-on-one singles female match. It's very hard to argue. There's discussion, but everybody also goes back.
Some people argue the Iron Man match, and I can see their point, but I think there was just something so special about the Brooklyn match.
I think so.
No, I agree.
I remember watching that match and just like, now thinking about it like 10 years later, it's just like, the NXT women had a bang of a match, while on your main roster you had like 30-second matches.
Yeah.
For the women. It's like,
I think, like, I know there was the hashtag Give Divas a Chance. I really think that match, I don't know if people say it as much, but that particular match changed the women's division in WWE.
Oh, yeah. Forever. Definitely.
So thank you, Mercedes. Thank you, Bayley, for changing women's wrestling for the better. Because now it's better than the men's. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. We're talking about the women's. How crazy is it that the women's tag team division, and now with Liv winning the Rumble and, reigniting the single side of it, man, we talk, it doesn't feel like the road to WrestleMania, and it still does, the women's side, but I am far more invested in what it's going to do and who ends up in the chamber to challenge for the other title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am more back on the women's wrestling promotion kick than I've been. I'm fucking ready for it, man.
Yeah. I mean, you already have Rhea and Tiffany already qualified for the chamber.
Yeah.
And
Now, but getting back to Greg's point, I don't know if I want either of them in the Mania match. We've seen that. We've been there.
Yeah. Well, I think Rhea and Io are going to be defending the tag titles at Mania.
Yeah.
Which, you've got enough teams, you can have a multi-team match.
I think we're getting. This is early predictions here, but I think we're gonna get Rio versus the Bella Twins at WrestleMania.
At least.
At least. Yeah. Where was I? I was at my sister's and we were talking about this. I went through the entire roster on both sides. Mm-hmm. And just talking about just the way it's being booked is and this is the first week of February, so this last week.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's already the 11th. Jesus, happy birthday to my grandfather, by the way. It's tough week. Anyway, I took the entire roster and just like okay, champions, Lives the Rumble winner. We've got this maybe. I came up with I think it was either a 10 or a 15 match 2-night card. I'd pay for it. You know what it was? It was a match. It was a card where you could have an equal amount of matches, men's one night, women's the next night. Take my money. I created it on bias, but it's there's so much active, and Greg talked about, they're not pushing or booking anybody. Mm-hmm. If they got behind enough of these people, they could have a card where you wouldn't need Evolution every year. You wouldn't need you could have WrestleMania women's night, WrestleMania men's night, and let's just fucking see who can deliver, right?
That would actually be. I'm surprised that for the 2-night shows they don't do that,
right?
Because then you know exactly what you're getting. On one night, you have the women's show, and we've seen the last couple of Evolutions. The women absolutely kill it.
Yes.
They put on arguably the best show of the year. So why would you not want to expand that?
Yeah.
If you're going to do the Rumble in 2 nights, have both women's titles defended, maybe the mid-card titles, and then you can have the mid-card people do double duty in the Rumble.
Yep.
And you go from there.
Yeah.
And then you do the same with the men's.
Yeah, I would say do it where one of your 2 mid-card titles has the stronger story going into the end of January. Same with the world title, the Rumble, and then let's just have these 2 blow off steam or have some sort of story but no title.
Yeah.
You've got 4 matches, 3 hours. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You do a 3-hour show if you need that long.
Right.
You can do 2.5.
Yeah. Because
stretching 4 to 5 matches out when one of them's the Rumble, a little challenging to do. But it's doable. I'm surprised nobody's said that. I've seen a lot of discourse about the night 1 and the night 2 and whatever. It's make one the women's show, make one the men's show.
And
that's how you do 2 nights.
The only possible backlash, not the pay-per-view, to that would be, well, this one didn't sell out because it's this and this one, and then you have that conversation come up, and the IWC will hop on that like flies on shit. That's the only potential drawback I would see with that, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I guess, but
I'm the one booking it. I'm here for it. Please do this, because there's even if the creative is what it is right now, the talent on the WWE roster warrants this kind of presentation. Both genders, period.
Yeah,
it just does, and we're far enough along from the women's revolution into the women's evolution that just fucking book it. If it bombs, and you know. But if it doesn't, then you've got, and again, it could be potentially becoming formulaic in that case.
Yeah.
But if you interchange the talent involved, it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I think we need at some point to do a fantasy booking video and book like a wrestling supercard.
Okay.
WWE, AEW, TNA.
Okay.
And we just book like it'd probably be a 2-nighter, like eight matches a night.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not saying we're going to have the champions face each other, because the story's got to be there too.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I love Mike Santana. I'm not booking him against CM Punk or Drew McIntyre right now. Like, where's my story there? Or either of those two. Well, maybe Punk and MJF because reasons.
Yeah, Punk and MJF. Here's the thing with Punk and MJF. That would be perfect because they were supposed to go into a feud.
Yeah.
And then, Brawl Out happened. So.
Yeah. Although I'm, MJF and Drew sounds fun.
Oh, MJF and Drew would be fun. But here's the thing. They're both heels at the moment.
Well,
so...
And they're both becoming expert social media trolls.
Yeah.
There could be that aspect to it too.
I mean, you could make it a triple threat.
Well,
or a fatal 4-way. You don't know.
I'd be curious to see how Drew McIntyre responds to MJF's over the top trolling and how Max responds to Drew's little swipes.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch. Punk could just be like, fuck, I'm just going to kick your head off. Like, whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's, But yeah, again, there's intrigue there. That's the beautiful thing, Greg, about being a wrestling fan right now. As much as we bitch about creative, as much as we talk about we either love or hate Unreal, there are so many talented people in so many different companies.
Yeah,
turn on TV any night of the week you want. You're gonna and like we've always said on the other channels, G, if you turn on wrestling any night of the week and you don't find something you like, you're better off not being in the fandom. If we're being real. Yeah. There's something for everybody right now if you just want there to be.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna hate watch it, then please fuck off. Just please fuck off. Like really.
Looking at you, Russo.
You know what though? I'm curious what JCW does in Vegas. Like I'm curious where they go. Now
listen,
they lost Cardona.
Mr. Anderson.
He's right there.
He's the champ.
Yeah, he's the champ.
And I have always been, since the day he debuted on Velocity in 2005, as Mr. Anderson, not Mr. Kennedy. He was Mr. Anderson for that first episode of Velocity.
God.
I have been a Ken Anderson guy. So I am happy he is, back in the wrestling sphere. Yes. I wanted to see him in the Rumble. Same. I don't know if we're ever going to see Anderson in the WWE again, but
it's crazy to think that Velocity, John Cena was Mr. Velocity for a bit.
Him and Danielson had a match on Velocity.
Which you look back now, you go, okay.
Yeah. And it was John Cena with long pants.
Right. John and his... Oh, I got fresh stuff to give him shit about. Cool. I forgot all about that. God. Was that 03 or was that no? It could have been 03 because John was on the roster yet. So it had been 05.
Yeah, 03.
Oh, that's right. Because that's right. He debuted in 02. I'm sorry. I'm thinking 05 for some reason. He was champion in 05.
Yeah, he was champion in 05. He better.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the WWE champion on Velocity in 05.
Well, no. But 03 Cena against God, that's wild, man. Wow. And you got Danielson and was it Danielson and AJ? Who no, AJ wrestled Hurricane on one of the C shows.
AJ and Hurricane was on either Jacked or Metal.
Yeah, one of those two shows they taped before Heat.
Oh my God, I have to remember those.
Right?
Listen, I used to stay up. I know we're going over time, but who cares? I used to stay up late Saturday nights because Jacked wouldn't come on till like midnight.
Damn.
So I stayed up late to watch Jacked every Saturday night.
Dude, I remember watching Velocity and then Confidential, and then it became XS with Coach and Trish. Jesus. And then it was Coach and Terry because it's like, oh wait, Trish can wrestle. Let's just do let's just give Terry something to do.
Confidential.
Dude, Confidential was so. I think Confidential was ahead of its time, even with Mean Gene hosting. Because I love Mean Gene, but yeah, fucking. Breaking the story about Austin, Bischoff coming in and they were immediate reactions, like, holy shit. So that was having Sean admit for the first time that he knew about Montreal on that show and people going, I fucking knew it. Or like, what? It was great. Good stuff.
All right. That is going to do it for this week of the Greg Cherry Show. I should hopefully be back on the content creation train for next week. But thank you for joining us. Hopefully freaking Twitter works next week. Otherwise, I'm going to throw a fit because I'm paying for this shit. So for your services not to work, you better have a damn good reason, Elon.
Yeah, well. Another technology boo-boo this week for good old JM between the Metrolink trains and now the Twitter space. Just fuck everything, but don't be a jack.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't be a jag. We're out of here. Haha, Patriots lost.